I forgot I record doing this sometimes. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm back and I'm really, really tired. I just woke up. It's like 6:50 right now. And I use the phrase this week was crazy a lot. Mainly because I don't really have a good gauge for normal. Which that's it's not a bad thing necessarily. Like my normal is different from your normal. Your normal is gonna be different from everyone else's normal. Like it's just a thing that ends up happening. When when every single life is a very different organism, if that makes sense. Like for me, if I was to go out and recruit people for a sex cult or talk to members of a sex cult, that'd be very weird to me. That'd be very crazy for me. But the guys who tried to recruit me to the sex cult, that's a very normal thing for them. That's just, oh hey, it's Tuesday. So if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, because you probably don't, Wednesday, I got invited to a sex cult. I was coming back from class and I'm putting in my earbuds because I'm tired of shit. My students had just had half a day, so I was with them for 6 hours instead of 4. And let me tell you, those 2 hours make a big difference. Because I went from, okay, that was rough, to, okay, I need death. I need to die right now because that was god awful. I'm exhausted. Everything aches from having to like run and be in a place at a time. Like I am tired. And I never want to do that again. Fun fact, I do those once a month. So there's all that. And I'm coming out of my government class, which is a 2.5 hour class, and I have my earbuds in. I'm just really tired. I don't really care about anything. I'm in the mindset of I don't give a fuck. And I'm walking back to my car. His class has just ended. Class has ended about an hour early. So I'm like, okay, let's just go home. Just want to go home. And as I'm walking to my car, I see these two guys, and they're wearing a backpack. They're wearing backpacks, and they're walking on the campus, and they're coming really late, and they're kind of like, they're walking with intent, and they're like, alright, like, we gotta go. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, they're just new, and they're lost. And that's cool. And then I started to see this, I look over, and this guy is like moving his lips in my direction. I have my earbuds in because I can't hear him. So I'm like, okay, he's trying to talk to me. Maybe he's trying to ask where his class is. Even though I'm tired, I'll be the good guy. Because every now and then I like to fill that role. I like to pretend that I'm a good person. So I take out my earbud. I'm like, what's up, man? And I don't know if I sound tired to him. Oh, I'm just like, oh, I just sound like I'm not in the mood. But he goes, hey, do you want to talk about our Lord and Savior, Mother God? What? Now, I don't consider myself to be particularly religious anymore. I used to be. I used to be super religious. To quote Cincinnati Kid, I used to be a religious prick. But I don't consider myself to be religious anymore. I consider myself to be spiritual, and there's a difference. But I do very much have my Christian roots, very deep Christian roots. And a lot of my philosophies and a lot of my ideologies do come from that. Even though I'm not a dick. And I think that's where spirituality comes in and not religion. You know. And I say that mainly because religious people get very, at least in my experience, I don't know how this became a rant about religious people versus spiritual people, but in my like in my experience, religious people always seem to be on the attack. The in my experience, they a almost shoot first, ask questions later, type of healing, which is not always what you want. Sometimes you just want to be listened to, type deal, but that's not the point. So I hear him say "Mother God," and I'm like, alright, what? Like, I know I haven't been a part of a normal church, and I haven't gone to a normal service in a bit. But I know this fool didn't just say "Mother God." I know that's not what came out of this fool's mouth. So I'm like, alright, what? And he goes, yeah, do you want to know about Mother God? And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I'm too tired to think, like, hey, maybe I don't want to start a conversation with anyone that starts up with, I think, with Mother God. And I'm not saying that God can't be a woman. He can. I read The Shack. I think that's a really smart interpretation of God. Not the point. Like, that's not the point. But he starts talking, he starts flipping through Revelation, and he starts flipping through Genesis. Mostly Revelation and Genesis. There wasn't a lot of, like, Titus or James thrown in there. But he's going through these random phrases that bring up brides and weddings and all this other stuff. And he's like, see, this is the evidence. And he's like, God's gonna be, there's this big marriage that's coming, and what do you need for a marriage? And he goes, and like, he's leading me to these answers, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm already too deep in this to not just play along at this point. And I'm like, a bride? And he's like, yeah. It's like, who's gonna be the bride? And he's like, if not Mother God. And I'm like, I mean, us. We're the bride, and like the rest of the world, the Gentiles or the non-believers, because he was going very spiritual, he was going very religious, and he was going very like blah 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 blah. It's like I tried to like change up what I was saying, but I was like, it's just, we're the bride, God loves us, and we have been described as a bride multiple times by, Jesus himself in Genesis, and not Genesis, Jesus and Peter. We've been a bunch of times. So, and there's that. And he's like, that's one interpretation of it. Or you can see it as we're going to be the audience, as Mother God and God come together. And they're kind of talking, and he continues to talk, and I'm like, alright, that was really weird. And near the end of it, he goes, would you like to know more? And I'm like, you know what? Even though I'm frankly pretty annoyed at this whole thing, because all I wanted was to tell you to go to the big building and up the stairs to your class, and you're over here being like, you want to talk about religion? And I'm like, I'm too tired to talk about religion, good friend. So I'm like, you know what? I'll make him feel good. Sure. Where's your pamphlet? He goes, oh, we don't have a pamphlet. I'm like, alright. Then he goes, can I get your phone number so I can? I'm like, or you can just write down the address of your church and I could meet you up there. Nah, I want to get your phone number. And I'm like, well, shit. At this point, I'm too deep in. Because I've already asked for the pamphlet. Like, I was shown somewhat of interest. So I can't just be like, never mind. I'm too awkward for that shit. I can't just be like, never mind. I was lying. Because I wanted you to feel good. But now that you actually want something from me, fuck that. Like, not gonna do that. I'm too awkward for that shit. So I give him my old number because I've gotten a new number now. And I'm like, all right, I'll give him my own number. And I do have a pastor friend who I love talking to. And I love like kind of going through things. And he's definitely one of the people that when I want to talk to someone and like with that state of mind, he's definitely my first go-to. Which I don't know why I'm giving you such a glowing review of my friend. He's my friend, so fuck off. So I messaged him and I'm like, hey, when you have a chance, give me a call. I'm kind of confused on a thing and I want to talk about it. And I love this dude because this dude, not only is he a pastor, he is also a huge conspiracy theorist. Like, some of the best conversations I've had with this guy have just been hour-long, like, rants of just going through conspiracy theorist stuff. And I don't mean like crazy ones, like 9/11 was an inside job, but even more like you know the hip and urban new conspiracy theorists. You don't want to do that whack conspiracy theories, those old ones. Nah, we're doing new hip ones. And I like so I sent him this message. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, maybe it's just this new like this new age religion thing that I just don't know about. Because frankly, I couldn't give a shit. But if it is, he would know, and he'd be able to be like, alright, this is what it is, and blah 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 blah. So I talked to him about it, and I'm like, hey, do you know anything about this? And he goes, yes, I do. They're insane. Give it a Google search, and you will see what I mean. And that's what you have to do. You just have to give it a Google search, and you will get what you're going for. Alright, but just trust me, Google search them, and we'll talk if you want after that. I'm like, alright, I'm not quite sure what that means, but I do a Google search, and I find out that they are a South Korean sex cult who believes their co-founder is Mother God in the flesh, and that to appease Mother God means to appease devotees and male variants of God, and to do all this other crazy shit. Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna do all this other crazy shit, which has been tied to sex slavery and a bunch of other really fun stuff. I say fun really sarcastically here. I'm just going through it, and they've been, certain sects of certain governments are looking into them, saying like, hey, should we stop this? They've been banned from recruiting on multiple college campuses. And they've actually become a pretty big deal. And I think it was back in like 2004. It was back in the early 2000s. Was when they really got popular in America. And that's when they became a bigger and bigger problem. And I find I'm reading all this and I'm like, oh, shit, that's insane. And so I'm like, and this is one of the things that like, it's too bullshit to make up. So I'm telling everyone that I was invited to join a sex cult. Oh, which is just hilarious in my mind. Because first off, I have lost a lot of weight. That was part of the thing I wanted to do this year, is I wanted to lose weight. So as soon as I find out that they're a sex cult, I'm like, damn, I have seen results. And it's just one of those things that like, it's so stupid. Like it's such a stupid joke, but I loved it so much, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'm basically on cloud 9 at the moment, which is awesome. And I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I'm just gonna do this. And I told my mom that I gave them my old phone number, and the first thing out of her mouth, it goes, well, I hope the next person with your phone isn't a woman. That'll be hard to explain. And I'm like, fuck. So besides the whole sex cult thing, which was amazing, Kamikaze came out. Or had a soft release. If you don't know what Kamikaze is Eminem's new album, which just came out of fucking nowhere. It was like, hey, fuck y'all, here's an album. And certain people watch my videos, and I don't want to spoil anything, just in case Cincinnati Kid you're watching. You've been very clear that you don't want to know anything about the album until you get your hands on a physical copy, which I respect. But I've been bumping to this thing because it's just fun. It's a fun album. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm back to watching Naruto, which has felt really good. Because I haven't watched Naruto. I haven't watched like all my shows in a while. I've been doing a lot of channel stuff. I've been trying to do a lot of channel stuff. I've been trying to do a lot of just work. So even when I'm playing video games, setting up for future Tales on the Hunt videos. Okay, I was like, is this just the edge of the cliff or whatever? Is this the end of the world? It's just a good time, you know? It's just a really, really good time to kind of do that kind of thing. So I'm watching Naruto again. I'm watching Sons of Anarchy again, which, whoo! Love those shows, which is really exciting. I'm looking into, I definitely have to start editing and snapping together the best stuff for Lollipop Chainsaw. That game was a much shorter game than I thought. Like, I wasn't expecting a 40-hour masterpiece. I know I got shot, but it definitely looks like I just walked off the cliff. No, I wasn't expecting a 40-hour masterpiece from the game, but I was expecting, like, at least 10 hours. Which, you know, it's not the length of that game. So, I don't know how I feel about that. But, so I am doing that. I'm kind of been setting up for next year. For next year's Tales of the Hunt. Not to say that like I finished all of this year's and this year's we're gonna be done. But for the most part, you know, this year's been wrapping up, and I'm looking to see how next year's gonna go. Because more or less, right, the games we're playing now, are the games we're playing come January, and I'm not counting Lollipop Chainsaw on that. I'm kind of the game after Lollipop Chainsaw and Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5, at the rate we're going, it might get us to January. But the next games after that are gonna be very telling of how next year's gonna go. And one of the things I think I'm gonna do is that next year I'm not gonna have the entire year have a theme. That'd be stupid. I had to scratch my nose. My hair got on my nose and I had to scratch my nose, and you shot me dead. You shot me dead, Bob. Why'd you shoot me dead? The fuck was that saying? Yeah, so I'm looking into games for the next season, for next year. I'm getting excited about that. I'm working on Tales of the Hunt videos from way back when. I kind of snipe. I've been really definitely looking into my backlog of games, and yeesh, I have a lot of them. I have a huge backlog of games I have to kind of get into. A lot of Assassin's Creed games, and I bring up Kamikaze because when Cincinnati Kid found out that there was their we were like, okay, we're gonna go get this. He was in town for X number of reasons. Oh damn, X number of reasons, and he was like, all right, let's go to the mall. Let's pick this thing up. I'm like, all right, cool. So that was that. There's a point to that. What was the point? I just lost the point. Like as I was saying it, I was like, why am I talking about this? Oh well. Wow. Oh no, yeah. Because I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed games recently, and this week, kind of trying to get all the multiplayer trophies out of the way, and we kind of got into a conversation, and we didn't mean to. It wasn't like what we wanted to talk about by any means necessary. It's kind of just like we were in GameStop because I had to pick up, I had to pick up Unity, mainly because someone online was like, hey, I need help, Platinum, I need help with Unity. Could anyone help me? Just trying to get this game done. I'm like, yeah, I can help you. Give me a week to kind of pick it up, and a week turned into 2 weeks. So it's and I was like, okay. But I still got the game. I messaged the guy. I was like, hey, do you still need help with Unity? And he goes, I uninstalled that game, dude. I was like, that. I mean, that's understandable. I get that. And that sucks, because now I have this game that I previously had no intention of platinuming, and has a fucking has a multiplayer co-op trophy list that's longer than shit. Like, this is a really bad thing that's happened now. So I found this one guy who said he's willing to play the game. And we're gonna be working on Assassin's Creed Unity in a while. But the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because the discussion got brought around to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I'm gonna tell you guys, 100%, I fucking hate Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know it hasn't come out yet. I know I haven't played yet, and all that. But I didn't like Assassin's Creed Origins because it didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It felt like an open world RPG game. I was trying to explain this to the guy at GameStop, and he was like, well, yeah, that's what part of it made it so good. And it was like, no, that just made it a video game. Like, if I wanted to play a video game, I wouldn't be playing an Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed games are their own thing, their own identity. And between what they're doing in Odyssey and what they did with Origins, like, the Assassin's Creed franchise as we know it is dead. as it got grown up, is dead. And goes, well, how fun is it just using the hidden blade to walk up the paper and go shank? It's like a lot of fun, actually. That's why I like Assassin's Creed games. But that's neither here nor there. So I've been kind of going through trying to get all the multiplayer trophies for them. I went back and I finished the multiplayer trophies for Assassin's Creed 3. I have 2 more to do in Black Flag PS3 version, which is proving to be much harder. Because of course the ones that I need to do, they're huge. And then Unity, which is all of them. So I do have a lot of things I'm working on right now. I'm working on the channel, Sex Coats, Kamikazes, and yeah, this has been a week. Just between Kamikaze and the sex code thing, that'd be a pretty good week. And then you come into the fact that I'm taking quizzes online, I'm doing other things, and it's been an exciting 7 days. So yeah, but that's pretty much been my week. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.